This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.
A conference split this week sets the stage for today's showdown with the Irish. One player who will give Notre Dame matchup problems is athletic forward John Flowers. But there's a small part of him that realizes that after today, he'll only have 2 more chances to walk down the carpet. To reminisce with the senior on 4 quick years. Hey, hang tight. Jammin's coming at you. Well, hi, everybody, and welcome into Mountaineer Jammin'. I'm Tony Caridi, and this is your weekly look inside the world of West Virginia University basketball. A wonderful opportunity coming up for the Mountaineers this afternoon. 7th-rated Notre Dame comes into a sold-out Coliseum for a showdown against the Mountaineers. We'll talk more about the game in a little bit. Plus, we'll introduce you to the Mountaineers' best musician. You'll be surprised by his musical influences. But we begin today's program by focusing our spotlight on the likely choice as this year's most valuable player. Senior John Flowers has put new meaning into the old adage of saving your best for last.
I love to play defense. That's just my thing. You know, nothing better than blocking a shot or getting a steal or just locking down a great player. You know, it's just a lot of fun.
John's very versatile. You know, you can play John on the post guy because of his length, but you can play him on the perimeter guys as well. He's done a much better job of guarding on the perimeter this year. We need him to do that. We need him to get to the ball and make plays.
Versatile. It is a word that's not lost when discussing John Flowers. The current Big East leader in block shots per game has developed a love for his many roles.
I've learned how to play the game. You know, coming as a freshman, I really didn't know how to play the right way. But I've learned, I got a better basketball IQ by playing under Coach Heller.
That'll bring down the house.
This is what they projected him to be in terms of his overall skill set. Not necessarily a great offensive player, but a very good basketball player. He does a little bit of everything to help your team win games.
But you like John Flowers because he's one of those guys you need on your team that doesn't need to have the ball in his hands and score.
And his just work ethic's gotten so much better. He doesn't take plays off. He's a guy who's in early, who leaves late, who's really worked at his game. And he's probably made as dramatic improvement from day one when he got here till now as probably anybody who's played here in a long time.
West Virginia, let's go! Another adjective, charismatic. John Flowers will finish his West Virginia career as an all-time fan favorite.
I love the camera, you know. I love it. It's kind of like being like a rock star lifestyle, you know. I like showing people like what goes on behind the scenes. My friend from home, Rodney, he told me all about it. I didn't know nothing about it. And he came up here one weekend and he made me one. And it just blew up from there. The media is just, it's a powerful thing. You know, on Twitter you can talk to anyone. You know, almost anyone, any celebrity, you know, and I've met a lot of people on Twitter, and I mean, it's a lot of fun. It means a lot. I mean, just to show people how we act off the court and how we are off the court. You know, I know we talk about having our own reality show a lot, so I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Darius Nichols, he just threw me in there one day and just said, do something, you know, and I just started boxing, you know. I think it gets my teammates hyped. And I think that creates a kind of a spark and helps us get ready for the game. I used to switch it up a little bit, you know, but now I'm just strictly boxing. The Dougie's hot right now, so I mean, I could dance, you know, like what can I say? I mean, I like to dance, you know, and just the Dougie's a good dancer. I've learned and I perfected it, and you know, what more can I say? It's meant a lot to be a Mountaineer, you know. It's a great state. I love the fans. I love the people of West Virginia. Everyone's just so friendly, and I'm not really used to that growing up to from where I grew up from. You know, when I graduate, I want to be remembered as just like a good guy. You know, that was nice to talk to. You know, it was easy to get along with. Never had a problem with anybody. You know, and is one of the best defensive players to ever play West Virginia.
Mountaineer Jammin' is brought to you by United Bank, West Virginia's bank. We're united with the Mountaineers. By Coca-Cola Zero, real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. By the West Virginia Lottery, when you play, West Virginia wins. By U.S. Cellular, the Belief Project from U.S. Cellular, fixing wireless one project at a time.
When it comes to uncertain financial times, United Bank has a very unique perspective. Seasons may change, but United Bank is always a constant, providing you safety, security, and sound decision-making. That's the reason we've been in business since 1839. Safe, sound, secure. It's the hallmark of our success. United Bank, at your service.
We welcome you back to Mountaineer Jammin'. I'm Tony Caridi. Scoring points has at times been difficult for Bob Huggins' squad this season. However, that was not the case last Saturday here in Morgantown. As Bill Nevin reports, the Mountaineers scored early and often on their way to a victory over DePaul.
Rolling out the carpet, we must be back in the friendly confines of the Coliseum. DePaul provided the opposition, and immediately the Mountaineers flexed their offensive muscles.
Here's Missoula penetrating into the lane, left-hand layup up and good, and Missoula has West Virginia's first 4 points of the game. Up to Bryant, gets off screen from Thurman, backdoor return, cut to Thurman, layup good and a foul! Far sideline right, taken by Flowers, drops it down inside, Kalichla slam dunk as he got inside the defender. Left of the circle, looking down inside, takes it across the lane, stops, gets the ball underneath, KJ, layup good off a dish from Missoula. Truck starts to drive inside the free throw circle, kicks it left wing, Flowers, 3, up in. John Flowers becomes the 5th Mountaineer to score. Here's Missoula to Truck Bryant, all the way to the rim, floating layup, good for the Truck. Top circle back to Thurman on a bounce left side wing. Here's a Truck Bryant 3, good.
WVU made 8 of its first 11 shots, but the Blue Demons hung close, only down 4 at the 12-minute mark. Still, West Virginia would own this half.
Missoula, right side corner, a 3 for Pepper. Good! How do you like Dalton Pepper off the bench? Now to Thurman, top of the circle. He drives, bounces the ball into the lane. Great look, and Truck Bryant banks it off the glass on a layup floater. Truck Bryant front court. Hands the ball over to Casey Mitchell. A stop and pop, long 3. Good! Casey Mitchell's second 3. Now they get it to a cutting Thurman from Missoula. Layup, good! Boy, you can't draw that up any better. Gives the ball to Cam Thurman. Drops it inside. KJ, easy layup, got it too.
We did a pretty good job of taking care of the ball, and you know we did a decent job, I think, in transition out of their pressure. We wanted to attack the rim. We didn't really want to shoot a bunch of threes. We wanted to attack the rim, but we just didn't run any sets at all. I didn't see any sense in running any sets, or I really didn't see any sense in getting out just basic press breaker.
The Mountaineers carried a 13-point lead into the second half, and that's pretty much where the margin stayed for the rest of the contest.
Now at high, ball's deflected. It's a loose ball. It's stolen at midcourt. Missoula drives. Missoula shoots and scores. Gets it between the circles to Missoula. They drop it inside the lane. Here's Kalichla. Turnaround scoop. Hook is up, and it's good from the left side for Dennis Kalichla. Now pressure in the backcourt. They get it up front to Casey Mitchell. He drives by Favor, puts up a floater shot. Good on a scoop and a foul. Inbound underneath. Truck gets it to Flowers. Easy 2 layup for John. That's his 10th point. Mitchell trying to get open. Instead, they go to KJ off the glass from 15 feet away. Angle left shot good. He tracks it down. Driving baseline. Now puts up a runner in the lane. It's up, and it is good for Casey Mitchell. Missoula through a double team. Gets it front court to Flowers. Flowers attacking. Taking it. Bounce pass right side. Pepper lays it up and in. Looks. Gets it to a cutting Flowers. Slam dunk John Flowers off the dish from Joe Missoula.
DePaul did trim the lead to 7 with a little under 3 minutes left, but that would be it. As John Flowers' touchdown catch from Truck Bryant put the exclamation point on a much-needed Big East win.
Thanks, Bill. As we head into the final 2 weeks of conference play, what do you say we check out the Big East report? Pitt's victory over South Florida Wednesday gives them a 12-1 conference record. It's a 2-game advantage over second-place Notre Dame. Nasir Robinson and Brad Wanamaker both had 13 points in the victory. Robinson with 10 boards. It's his third double-double of the season. Villanova snapping a 2-game losing streak with a road win over Seton Hall. Freshman James Bell off the bench to score a team-high 21 points. The victory was the 20th of the season for the Wildcats. Now a look at the weekend lineup.
Gatorade Product Analysis O2 Perform. It initiates rehydration and sustains performance so you can finish strong. The original Gatorade, part of the G Series.
At US Cellular, we noticed some wireless companies make you wait 2 years for a new phone. Switch to US Cellular and get rewards like faster phone upgrades. Because we believe you should be able to get a new phone in months, not years. US Cellular, with the Belief Project.
Let's click on to MSN Sportsnet. Casey Mitchell's 23 points against Syracuse marked the 6th time this season the Mountaineers' leading scorer has scored more than 20 points in a game. In the Big East statistical categories, John Flowers continues to rank first in blocks. Joe Mazzulla is 4th in assist-to-turnover ratio. Kevin Jones ranks 4th in offensive rebounding, and Casey Mitchell is 4th in free throw percentage. Joe Mazzulla is currently 4th in WVU's all-time career games played list with 137. John Flowers is 5th with 134. Deshaun Butler is the school's all-time leader, having played 146 games. And finally, West Virginia takes a streak into today's game against Notre Dame. The Mountaineers have won 7 regular season games in a row on CBS, counting the January victory over Purdue. Overall, West Virginia has won 19 of its last 24 games on CBS. Say, have you ever spent Valentine's Day in Syracuse? Well, the Mountaineers did, and it was anything but lovely. Once again, here's Bill Nevin.
Another big Monday for the Mountaineers, this time in the Dome against Syracuse. WVU took the early lead as Truck Bryant and John Flowers were successful from long distance. The Orange then scored 7 in a row to retake the lead with 13 minutes left in the period. But West Virginia kept pace with the Cuse.
Around that far side, it's Truck. Enters the ball to the free throw line to Kevin Jones. Jumper good. Kevin from 15 out. Mazzulla enters the ball to the left elbow. Kalichla, 15-footer. Bingo. Dennis with his first basket of the evening. Kevin Jones gets it. Had the ball slapped away. They get it to Mitchell in the deep corner. He hit a 3. Deep in the corner. Top of the circle, Mitchell. A wide open straightaway 3. He got another one. Casey's second one.
After the last TV timeout of the half, the score was tied at 22. Not for long, though.
Near the ball, top circle to Thurman. Now back left wing, Mitchell. Pump fakes, pulls up on the baseline, 17-footer. Good! Sends it to Casey, drops the ball, short corner. They get it in the deep corner. Flowers, 3. He hit it! A 3 for John Flowers. Gets it up top to Cam. Left wing, wide out. There's Mitchell. Casey now, he's going to gun up an NBA 3. He hit it! Hello, Casey Mitchell.
The Mountaineers led 30-26 going into the break and maintained the advantage until Scoop Jardine hit a 3 at the 17-minute mark to regain the lead for Syracuse. The Orange started to pull away, but Casey Mitchell wouldn't allow it.
Flowers looks, left corner, Casey Mitchell a 3, got it. Casey Mitchell answers, and here's Mitchell. He's going to hoist a 3 right side on the rim. Bouncing, he got the roll off the rim, off the glass, and down through the hole.
Again, Syracuse extended its lead, and once again, WVU came back.
Up top to Casey. He's going to stop and pop a 3. He hit it. Casey Mitchell with his 20th point. Ryan on the far side. Back in the middle of the floor. They get it to Mazzulla to the foul line. Kevin Jones, 15-footer. Good. KJ scored it.
Unfortunately, the Mountaineers then went into another offensive funk as Mitchell's 3 at the 5:20 mark would be the last points West Virginia would score. Casey ended up with 23 points on the evening. The 11-point defeat left WVU with a 7-6 record in the conference.
Our United Bank star of the week is Casey Mitchell. After a solid game against DePaul last Saturday, Casey regained his shooting touch against Syracuse Monday night. His 23-point outburst is the most scored by a Mountaineer since John Flowers dropped 24 on Providence back on January 13th. Keep it up, Casey. Hey, when we return, we'll do a little jamming of our own with Dennis Kalichla. You don't want to miss it.
I'm Darius Nichols, and I'm a proud alum of West Virginia basketball. I'm currently the grad assistant. This is the best place to do it. Members of the Mountaineer Athletic Club pave the way for me to get a great education. I'm always thankful to someone who tells me they're a member of the Mountaineer Athletic Club. This is a big part of our success and our future success to come. Your giving plays a significant role in the life of all Mountaineer student athletes. I'm Darius Nichols, and I'm proud to be a Mountaineer.
It is time to get musical here on Mountaineer Jammin'. Did you know that sophomore Dennis Kalichla is a very accomplished guitar player? And you'll be surprised as to who Dennis says were his musical influences growing up in Turkey.
I've been playing music for almost 12 years. So, I mean, it's been a huge part of my life. Every time I had something going wrong or going right, I always played guitar or listened to music, you know. So I use it as a therapy. I was always listening like Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, you know, Mountaineer Crew, Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was a really odd kid. And like nobody like listened to what I'd listened. Right now, the kids in my age don't really listen to Led Zeppelin and stuff. And the ones that are listening, you know, I know you can count them with your fingers, you know. I have that kind of music culture. I have American music culture, basically. Real music is when people really work hard to play their instruments. It's not like coming out of a computer or looping or anything like that. And I mean, Robert Plant is like great vocals, you know, so like there's no question about it. There's no argument about it. Those guys are the real musicians. And I know for those guys, what basketball means to me, music means the same to them. That's why I love their music.
Time to talk WV women's basketball, specifically senior guard Sarah Miles. As Travis Jones reports, last season's Big East Conference Defensive Player of the Year continues to try and reach last season's form after being slowed by injury.
After having a breakout season in her junior year, Sarah Miles had a very simple goal going into 2010.
To just pick up where I left off last year, basically.
Things, however, didn't go the way she wanted. Her senior season started out with a wrist injury that forced her to miss the first game of the season. Then came a knee injury that forced the talented Texan to sit out 7 consecutive games. Although it was frustrating, Miles kept her cool.
I mean, it was definitely frustrating, but I could say I was surrounded by people to like keep me positive about everything and remain focused about basketball.
The hardest part for Sarah was getting back into game shape after missing so much early in the season.
The process for me to get back in shape was definitely tough. I mean, it was hard. I had to do cardio and stuff. I mean, I had to get my knee back right with weights and stuff. I had to regain strength. I mean, it was a hard process. I feel like I lost a little of my quickness with my knee injury and everything, so I'm definitely trying to work back up to the speed I used to be, because that definitely is a big part of my game, is my speed. Once I got back into gameplay, it was tough because I had to get back into time speed, like game speed with everybody. Everybody was going game speed and I was still trying to keep up with everyone and like learn personnel all over again, I felt like. So, I mean, it was definitely a learning experience all over again.
Last season, Miles made the transition from scoring to running the offense and becoming a shutdown defender. Her reward? Being named the 2010 Big East Defender of the Year. The humble point guard says it's all about playing your role on the team.
Well, you just have to play your role. You have to know your role here in WVU basketball, and that's basically it. That was my role last year, to be the point guard, to set up other people to score. And my role before that was to be the 2 guard and score for the team. So, I mean, you just have to play your role. Whatever role you're assigned, play it. Defense is basically just his Coach Carey's strategy of his game. So, knowing that's like what you have to do to play, play defense. He doesn't really care about the offense. I mean, he wants to score, but I mean, defense is what really wins the game, stopping teams. So basically his strategy of basketball.
Miles is making the most of her last year at WVU and couldn't be happier.
Being on this team meant a lot. It's amazing. Like, it's a privilege, basically. It's a privilege, I would have to say, to play with them. It's meant a lot, because coming into West Virginia, I mean, I didn't know about the Mountaineers like as much as I know about them now, so I didn't learn so much. I'm a Mountaineer for life now.
Showtime here on Jammin'. Here come the top 5 plays of the week. Coming in at number 5, a Valentine's Day kiss off the glass as Dennis Kalichla swats this shot away in the Mountaineers' trip to Syracuse. Number 4, in football, it's called a fly pattern. In basketball, it's called a baseball pass. Call it what you like. The end result, an easy dunk for John Flowers. Number 3 this week, a left-handed laser from Joe Mazzulla to John Flowers. Joe's been among the best of the assist-to-turnover ratio in the Big East all season. At number 2, 3 looks at the posting presence of Dennis Kalichla. John Flowers sees the opportunity, and the Istanbul does the rest for 2 of his 12 points against DePaul. And our number 1 play of the week, perfect execution, perfect teamwork. All 5 Mountaineers touch the ball as West Virginia dissects DePaul's full-court pressure. John Flowers finishes with a team-high 15 points. Well, as we said earlier, a wonderful opportunity for the Mountaineers this afternoon to get a much-needed quality victory against a Notre Dame team that comes in ranked 7th in the country. Interestingly enough, they were rated 7th in the preseason coaches poll, but they come in 2nd place in the league standings. They've got balanced scoring, 5 players averaging double figures. Senior Ben Hansbrough leads the way. He's averaging 17 points per game. Now, West Virginia has beaten Notre Dame in 3 of the last 4 meetings, and that includes their last encounter when West Virginia eliminated the Irish from last season's Big East Conference tournament. Tip-off set for 1 o'clock. We'll have it for you on MSN Radio. That's all of our time this week. We'll see you again next week right here on Mountaineer Jammin'.
This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.